Tori Johnson from Spark and Hustle in New York, and it is my great honor to welcome you to Tony Robbins' first ever Google Plus Hangout. Jimmy lost everything in Hurricane Katrina. Then he went from having absolutely nothing to now having a 7-figure business as an all-star marketer. Jimmy, you want to tell us? Tell us about that moment.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that breakthrough moment.
Awesome, absolutely. It'd be my honor to do that. You know, I remember specifically that directly after Katrina, I kind of felt led, and I helped like 80 people get back in their homes. And it was like, after that point is when things really started to go down. So it wasn't an immediate thing for me because I happened to be in the construction business. So I was able to help a lot of people, and I was, handsomely rewarded for that. But about a year and a half after is when everything really went down, and I lost everything I had built up over years. And I remember that the city had turned off my water and taken the meter because I couldn't pay the bill. And at the time, my fiance was in the shower washing her hair. It's just the way it was. That's all I can say. And I can remember at that moment just thinking, I don't know what's going to happen, but my life is not going to be like this. I'm more than what I've let it become. Even though everything is falling apart, everything I try is not working, I'm going to find a different way. And it just so happened that a couple of days earlier, I had ordered Tony's, Personal Power, the new Get the Edge system. And I ended up going and selling some of her jewelry, to get a little money to get the water back on. And when I got home, I put those CD on, I put it on my iPad, and I started walking, and I was exercising, and I just heard my story on those tapes, how I was stuck in my story, and I couldn't move forward because every time I spoke to someone, it was about my loss. And I just remembered, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I said, my life's never going to be the same. And then I heard how so much it was about my mindset, and how 80% is psychology, but I needed that 20% strategy. And it hit me when Tony said, if you're going east looking for a sunset, you're in trouble. So a complete rapid transformation of my mindset, and getting out of that story of loss and being stuck in the story, and modeling some people and getting some fantastic strategies. Everything just turned around, and I couldn't have expected. I had no idea I'd end up where I am now. Totally different profession, one that I love more than I even did in my prior profession, and life is never the same.
Where are you today? What's happened? What kind of business are you in today, and how's that going today for you?
Well, it's going fantastic, Tony. I'm actually in the marketing business, and I do online marketing, and two of the guys I work personally with that are in your Money Masters series, and I get coached by them, and I'm being featured in my third launch with Mike Koenigs for multi-million-dollar launches that he does as a case study, and I'm actually teaching and coaching people now who are being featured in his launches. So it came full circle. But I tell you, the thing I'm most proud of is, I've done all of that, and I've now built a 7-figure business in just that 2 years, starting from nothing, just getting resourceful and finding a way to do it. But the thing I'm most proud of is I was able to move my 3-year-old son and my wife to New York from New Orleans, because that's where my son's only living grandparent is. So now I have my wife close to her father, and my son getting to know his grandpa, and in fact, he's over there right now. So, that's the thing I'm most proud of, and all of the things I've done and all the things I've learned from you, and I've continued to go deeper with my education, and I continue to grow. And I'm back in a place where nothing can stop me now, because I know if I come up against a wall, I just need a slight tweak, a little change in technology, a change in strategy, and I'm going to bust right through it. And there's never a doubt about it. So, just try, and never stop. Just a little tweak and get it going. And things are always, anything is possible now. And 2.5 years ago, that wasn't the case. So I'm back on my game, actually better than I've ever been, because now I feel like I'm really aligned with my purpose. And, before I was really helping people, in a one-on-one situation, building their dream homes. But now I'm really getting to help people and help businesses and helping small to medium-sized businesses keep their doors open and be able to hire more employees and get health insurance for their employees. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. I'm just lit up with the contribution that I'm able to make to these people.
Well, let me just tell you, it's hard to feel your passion. That's all I can say. Listen, I want to compliment you on paying it forward also. I hear that's what you've done, and I think that's a common denominator of anybody that's going to succeed. Life's not about me, it's about we. And it's wonderful to hear that you've been able to not only do well financially, but be able to create the environment where your family is close and your boys are close to their grandmother. What would you say to somebody that's at home and feels overwhelmed? I mean, John, the circumstances pretty much are no more difficult in the world than you faced. Jimmy, going through Katrina and having something outside your control smash your life around is incredible. What would you say to somebody that's home that's, back on the couch or taking a look at their computer and they're saying, well, these people changed their life, but I don't know if I can really do that, or, I don't even know where to start. What would you say to somebody to help them to get themselves going and to really change their life? This is our one chance today, I think, hearing your stories, maybe to talk to them directly. So who'd like to go and just share what you'd say to somebody, hopefully inspire them to move forward?
Tony, what I would say is to get off of the couch. The steps you gave are exactly what I did. I was depressed, I didn't think I could do it, whatever it was. My whole strategy for doing everything was the hour of power. I created the hour of power, I followed through, I listened, I started doing incantations, and I reprogrammed my brain. And that was the whole deal. I mean, you should have seen me, I was a maniac. I'm dressed up in a suit going to call on clients. I'm scared to death because I'm in a new business. I'm not only dressed up in a suit, I'm in an old Ford work van, and I'm driving down the street and I'm yelling out incantations in the rearview mirror. People had to think I was insane. But that's what changed everything for me, is just putting me in the state. So once I was in that state and I got in front of somebody, my story changed. And they could feel the real me. They could feel my passion, and they could feel that I cared about them and their business. So no matter what the situation is, I know now that if I change my state, it changes everything, and that's where it starts. I literally have things posted around my office: state, story, strategy, story, state, strategy, in different orders in different places. So anybody that's at home, I say, the first thing that you have to do is change your states. Once you change your state, everything else becomes possible, and continuously reprogramming your mind by feeding it positive things. One of the greatest things that I learned from you is, that I need to protect my mind, and I decide what comes in my mind. So negative stuff doesn't come in anymore. It's only positive stuff and stuff that I can learn to help other people are the things that's going to come in my mind. Nothing else matters. Anything that's negative isn't coming in. So it's all about, for me, putting myself in a state where I can do better, where I could be part of a greater good and help other people. And I don't want to take up any more time. I want everyone else to have a chance. But, in some type of way, I'd like to do whatever I can for veterans, too. I have a great skill, and I'd like to teach them. I don't know how that could take place, or maybe partnering with Mike and you or whatever. But, we can teach those guys some stuff, and that would be great, for us to make a contribution and being able to do that.
Jimmy, I'll contact you because I'm going to be in a position over the next few weeks. I'm actually designing a custom program we're going to do for vets as well. But we want to, not everybody can go to a program, and that's why having the audio program is something we can get out to a mass audience of them, and they can do it wherever they are, including we have men and women that are in Afghanistan, for example, right now that listen to the program that's made a giant difference for us. So, but I'll reach out to you then, because I'm going to need a lot of help, and I need some people that are willing to teach, willing to volunteer with it. I'd love to involve you because you've already made the changes. Congratulations, brother. God bless to everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fun hangout. We know what that looks like. Thank you to Google Plus. We're here in their offices here in Venice, and God bless to you all. Live strong, live with passion. We'll see you all soon.